So all right. So um so today, so first of all, tell me some wins. We always start off with wins. I love starting our calls off with wins, right? There's my notepad. Let me get that out of the way. Anybody have any wins? I know it's a light call, but it doesn't mean we can't have any wins.
Hey Rob, this is Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, over the weekend, I got an old client from an SOI that called me up and had me list one of their rental properties from their dad's estate. And last summer, I had listed a house that he was just living in going before he went into a nursing home. And I did it for free. I just did it for him because they just needed it done. Lo and behold, that kind of helped him get him into a nursing home, and then the funds helped bury him. And now they're in control of his trust in 7 houses, and this is the first of 7. So big win for me. It was kind of fun, kind of exciting, and no questions asked about commission or 6% or anything. They just did it. So sometimes doing nice things for people really help out, and in the end, I think they'll eventually come back to you. And the second thing is, I just got done reading a book, Out of the Maze, by the same guy who wrote Who Moved My Cheese. What a great book to read. Oh, Who Moved My Cheese is great. Out of the Maze is even better. So if you're looking for a new change going into this next year, of change of thought, man, that book is awesome. $14 on Amazon. Amazon Prime had it to me the next day. It took me 30 minutes to read it, but boy, it'll change your mindset as you set goals for next year. Anyway, that's it.
Good job. And I love Who Moved My Cheese. It was a great little book. I mean, it's just a great little book. I mean, you can give it to a kid and they get it. so, and then Out of the Maze, is that what it's called?
Yes, Out of the Maze by the same author. He just passed away of pancreatic cancer in 2017, and the book became published just in 2018. Man, it's a fun book though. Man, your thoughts, all of a sudden your thoughts just change how you're looking. At least for me, I don't know how it'll be for you, but for me, the way I was looking at real estate and my participation in it have completely changed as I finished that book.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna order it today. Guess what my kids are getting me for Christmas?
What a great story, Dave. I love that. It came back to you tenfold or more. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun and a little bit emotional for them. I had no idea what was going on, and I was kind of confused because Kyle was a roommate of mine in college, and he said, "Hey, we need help selling my dad's house." He was on a reverse mortgage, and they'd found out that he was in a nursing home, so they're about to foreclose on it. And I just had the thought, just do it. They said, "We really don't have much money. We need as much as we can get out of the house." And they got pretty emotional on Friday when I was doing the listing appointment. They said, that was the money that helped us bury him, and we really appreciate it. So anyway, it was fun. It was good stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of a bittersweet. I mean, obviously they're dealing with their grief, but it's nice to nice to be able to and nice to have that. And like you said, no questions asked. How much not even a bat in an eye. Love those kind of clients. You did the right thing, and look at where it comes back. So the next thing, anybody else, or besides that, so great win. Let's give Dave a big hand on that one. Hey, anybody else have any wins? We should have Dave go last. So if you had a minor win, you don't want to tell your small wins.
Yeah, who can compete?
Yeah, right. All right. What about struggles, right? Anybody have any struggles in the last week? How are we doing calling our partners? By a show of hands, how many people called their partner every day? Now, of course, I can't see your hands, but so the thing is, and here's the thing: nobody really wants to rat anybody out, but we got to call your partners every day, because if you're not calling your partner, I mean, you're letting your partner down. I mean, it's you can let yourself down. I don't care, but you cannot let your partner down. That's crap. It's just crap. To let partners down. You got to call partners no matter what happens. Even, I mean, if you're going to be on your day off, I mean, a day off is an excusable one. However, it's like not a big deal. I mean, if you're taking a day off, you talk to your partner for 3 minutes. That can't be too bad, right? So, and obviously, if you're out of town, you're with the family and on vacation. Yeah, I get that. I mean, you're off. Put it on your schedule and call somebody else. But to You know, but even if you're not on a day off, no, you got to call, you got to call, you got to call, you got to call your partner. Your partners depend on you, and you depend on your partners. So, the faster you become dependent upon that, you'll actually see your business grow. Because as you become dependent, because what that means is you're creating the habit and the routine of doing the work you're supposed to do on a daily routine basis. I mean, the key to this whole business is mastering repetitious boredom. That's the key to this business. If you master repetitious boredom, you'll be successful. Remember, success is not an event, right? You know, massive success is not a one-time event. Success is mastering the routine, the mundane, the boring, the little things every day. That's success. Success is nothing more than an accumulation of the little things on a daily basis. That is success. Look at Aubrey and Associates. I mean, by everybody's measures, I mean, we have 69 agents. We've just picked up 3 agents in the last couple of weeks. So we have 69 agents. Now, that would be considered success, right? But I've been 5 years becoming an overnight sensation, right? Aubrey and Associates is 5 years old. So what is it that's causing this to be successful? Is me showing up every day. I mean, I've been on one vacation in 5 years. So I just been nose to the grindstone. So that's why I'm a success. And so, but now, there's the old Dave Ramsey has an expression, if you're willing to live like nobody else, then you can live like nobody else can. Does that make sense? I mean, if you're willing to grind it out, eventually you can just live like everybody else can't, because you won't have any debt, and you'll just have great cash flow. So, I mean, when you don't have debt and you have great cash flow, you can live like nobody else. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want. So anyway, so that's success, right? So just being able to just doing the little things on a daily basis, that's success, in my opinion. So, all right, anybody learn anything? So the 3 things we like to discuss first are wins, trials, and tribulations, and then what did you learn? Anybody learn anything? Nothing, huh? You guys are all freaking geniuses. No, I'm kidding. So anyway, excuse me, I still have a little morning hack, but I'm doing a lot
I know you keep harping on follow up with SOI. Keep in touch with SOI, and it really is true. I mean, I'm listing a $500,000 house this weekend because of that. So I'm excited. I mean, I just kept following up, and that's something I have to work on. I tend to get lax on that. So I'm so glad I kept following up.
Just following up on somebody from your SOI. Yeah, exactly. I mean, SOI, I studied reports to brokers. They call Mike Ferry did one, Brian Buffini, and they really said the same thing. They just had different camera angles of the same thing. But they both talked about, Mike Ferry was talking about disruption. He's like, kind of like, my paraphrasing of him is disruption. Disruption, smushing, whatever you want to call it, right? So everybody's going to disrupt the real estate space, and with technology, and one of the things that I've observed over the years, if you will look, how many people see in the previous boom, when we had the previous boom, right? There was a few companies out there. I'm trying to think of them. You had Help You Sell was a brokerage. You had a handful of these limited services, small fee shops, right? And just a little rabbit trail there off of that is don't call them discount brokerages, because discounts, the companies like Costco has changed the perception of discount. So discount doesn't mean low, it just means the same thing for less money. That's what like a Costco, and Costco is not even really the cheapest, but they always have a good product. But but discount doesn't mean in the consumer's mind doesn't mean a lesser service, right? So when you say discount, what the consumer hears is I'm going to pay less money for the same exact thing. Now we know inside the industry that hiring a limited service company is not the same thing. It may be less money, but it's not the same service. And so that's something the technology community just cannot grasp, is that at the end of the day, real estate is it's an offline transaction. It's very, very emotional. It's a very, very human factor. And that's what people don't, and that's what the technology community cannot get their head around. That real estate is not a technology transaction. It is offline. You got to get people, you got to get to their table. People have emotions. They have problems that they're trying to solve, and they all can be unique. So anyway, remember, if you're here, so don't call them discounts, call them the limited services corporations. But Mike Ferry is like disruption. It's like at the end of the day, it's a human being at the table with another human being. I mean, how many listings have you taken where you've never actually spoken to the person? I mean, it's possible you can do it by email, but that's not the majority. I mean, that's the majority. Do you know only 9% of buyers find their agent on the internet? 9%? So that means 91% find them somewhere else. And most of those, about 80% of all transactions, right? 80% of all transactions happen either past client or a referral, as according to Brian Buffini's research, right? So if 80%, and then everything else is 20%. So, signs, web leads and things like that. The rest of it adds up to 20%. But so the idea is, and Mike Ferry's the same way. I mean, these technologies aren't going to put you out of business. There is nothing. The highest rate of return in sales. What would you guys? And just shout out the answer if you want. What would you think the highest rate of return in sales by type of contact? So number one is direct phone calls. Direct phone calls is by and large the highest rate of return for leads. Direct phone calls, calling people. The second one is, and this one beats out the web by a lot, is, the phone call just beat everybody out. That's like 10% or something like that. I forget. Then return rates you can get on those. But the second one was direct mail. Now, direct mail falls into two categories, just like phone calls fall into two categories. Phone calls you either have cold or warm, right? So cold calls are just directly calling people. You have no idea who they are. They don't know you. So they have a lower rate of return. So the highest rate of return are warm calls, meaning calling people that know you or you know them, obviously, and then they're the highest rate of return. Well, direct mail is very, very similar. You have cold lists, meaning you just pick an area and mail it, right, willy-nilly. I shouldn't say willy-nilly, but also they were saying a warm list, people that already know you. So like, it's easier to get business from people that already know you than it is to convert people that don't know you. It's so much easier. And y'all know that there's nothing like a referral phone call, right? I mean, how many people have had the phone call? Hey, I got your name from Bob and Sally, and I need to sell my house right away. Can you help? And you're like, yeah. So those are the best. You're not competing like Dave's win, right? Dave explored his win. There's no competition there. They called Dave. Dave went over. They didn't even bat an eye. And in fact, they were emotional because how much he helped them, and because they're in a grief situation. They're dealing with the death of a family member. So anyway, that's the way it is. But those kind of calls are the best. So the more and more energy you put into that type of business, the easier it is to get, and the better the business is, and the easier it is. Gosh, there's nothing like those kind of referrals. I mean, they're awesome. I mean, they're just the best. So keep it. So great job there, Danae, on getting it more and more, right? I mean, you're picking up $1 million listing. How cool is that? I mean, one of those can change your year from a good year to a great year. I mean, one deal, bang. So, but good job on that, Danae. So I'm glad you learned that. So, so all I got to say is, I'm not going to spend much more time. But anyway, stay on the path right now. I know we're coming into the next, like next week. Obviously, is it's not going to be a productive week. But I would grind it out this week. Grind it out. Because what will happen is next week, obviously. I mean, what's today? Today's the 17th. So next Monday is actually Christmas Day. So obviously the weekend, Sunday's Christmas Eve. So, I mean, by Friday, Thursday, late Thursday, I mean, it's going to be kind of over. But don't forget to talk to your partners, but call somebody. I promise you, people know people that are moving. So, Danae, when do you and so David just took a list, right? Here it is. When did you take it? Over the weekend. So we're talking mid-December. Danae, when are you going to list your property?
I wanted to ask you, when's the best time? I'm meeting with him and signing papers on Saturday.
Whenever they sign the papers, whenever somebody has a pen in their hand is the most awesome time in all the world.
But when should it hit the MLS?
Yeah, maybe, talk to them about it. How do they feel about people in there in the holidays?
It'll be vacant.
Oh, it's going to be vacant.
It'll be staged.
Then I would just get it on the MLS right away. I wouldn't wait.
Even though it's right at Christmas?
Yeah, I would even do that before Christmas, Danae, just because the people that are in town visiting, or even others as they get the family together, they don't want to all talk, visit. They might be out searching on properties or doing something like that. So it'd be a good time to see it.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate their input.
Another thought too is with that price point, your marketing time is 35 to 45 days anyway. And like I said, you might catch some people here in the Christmas holiday. It's going to take a while anyway. So get it up, get it going, get it on people's minds.
Right.
Okay, I will do that.
And also too, in that price point, you're looking at more of a business owner type people, and at the end of the year is when they're kind of cleaning up things and making decisions.
That's true.
So
they might get on there and see what's out there if
right.
If they want to do it.
Yeah. Executives are taking their little break too.
Yeah. Great.
Guys like me to keep working. So, but I finally booked a vacation. I bought my airline tickets for I'm taking my kids to Florida next April. So
Sounds good for you.
My son, because he's in school, so we had to go during spring break. So it's like, here I am. I'm 60 years old. I'm going to Florida for spring break. I'm like, woohoo! So,
that'll be fun.
When I lived in Florida, we hated spring break because everybody came here. I was like, I gotta get out of here. Yeah. So, but okay. Well, that's all I got. Does anybody else want to add anything? Those are great feedbacks on that. So, but here's the point, though. But what I was saying is, so David took a listing over the weekend. Danae's getting ready to sign one on Saturday. I mean, what day is Saturday? That's like December 22nd. I mean, two days before Christmas, you're signing a $1 million listing. So, I mean, business is out there.
Yeah.
That story Dave told was the best.
Say that again.
I loved it. That story Dave told about selling that house and getting 7 listings just made my heart jump out.
Right.
Great.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh, it always comes back. Always.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, boys and girls, if you guys if you have any questions, I'm here to take them. If not, I'm going to get going, and I'm going to encourage you just, do something every day, even if it's half a day. I mean, half of what you would normally do. In other words, if you prospect for 2 hours, do a half hour, do an hour. Do not do something. The habit, I mean, it takes years to develop the habit of prospecting every day, but it takes about 7 minutes to get out of it. So please do not take a day where you don't do something. Just do something, even if it's very, very minimal. Get up in the morning, 8 o'clock, 8 to 10. Put in some kind of form of contacting somebody. And just, even if you call them up and say, hey, I just want to wish, I haven't spoken to you in a long time. I just wanted to wish you Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
So even if you do that, I mean, that's not too shabby. So without further ado, I'm going to take off, boys and girls. So have an awesome day. And as always, I am around. If you need me, just get a hold of me, and I'll be glad to help you.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Yes,
I'll
happy
hear from you.
holidays.
See ya.